Hear ye, order in my courtroom. Welcome, everybody. I'm Judge Brooke Fletcher here, and I have a lot of cases that I got to get to today, but this one is at the top priority. We're talking the Sixers here, because Tyrese Maxey, he's a young star, but he's making a case to be the new face of the Sixers franchise. But what does that mean for Joel Embiid? Well, that is why we are here to debate. Now, to defend Tyrese Maxey, we have Devin Gardner to my right. Devin, how's it going?
Going great. I'm very excited for this opportunity to defend someone that deserves defending.
All right, well, I hope you brought your big guns today, because we have Joshua Perry here, and he has won a few cases in my courtroom. So how are you feeling?
You know what, Your Honor, I am feeling phenomenal today. It's wonderful to see you once again in this courtroom. Hope everything's great. Just noticed a kiss up there. Thought he was going to dress up for court. It ain't about that. It's about the facts.
Yes, I understand that. You do look nice.
Thank you.
Very
I do
nice.
appreciate it.
I like the shiny shoes. All right, and I have to introduce my bailiff here, Lyndon.
What up, though? What up, though? How you doing?
Lyndon, how's it going?
I'm good.
Talk about Lyndon's always styling.
Your
you know.
Honor, what happened to Bailey?
I don't know.
I haven't seen him in a while.
He caught a flight.
Got a flight, yeah.
The first time.
There was a rumor that he was stealing office supplies as well. I'm not really sure, but we have Lyndon, and he's doing a fantastic job.
I appreciate that.
Yes. All right.
How you doing?
Let's get down to business, shall we? We're going to start with our opening statements here. Devin, you may proceed.
Thank you, madam. I'd just like to say that Joel Embiid may be the most talented big man in the history of the game. I mean, I've never seen anything like him. But he will likely finish with just one MVP. That's it. No championships, none of that. He won't finish many of those things, and you're probably wondering why. And kids, years from now, wonder, wait, why isn't he mentioned as one of the greatest of all time? Why doesn't he have championships? And it isn't because he's not good enough. It isn't because he's not that talented. People like Joshua and I that have gotten a chance to watch the process and watch it all unfold, we'll tell those kids, we'll say, the best ability. Let me reiterate, the best ability is availability. He's not available. No, he's not. He's just not available. He's played in 433 games of a possible 820, and I'm not a fool and I'm not a scientist, but I can tell you for sure, that's just over 50%, 52%, just over half. That's not good. If you're not available, how can we depend on you? And dare I say, how can we trust the process? The defense rests.
A lot of quotations there. You may proceed. Very good case.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of conversation about Mr. Tyrese Maxey right now, who you really didn't even talk about. You just tried to slander my client, Joel Embiid, which is perfectly fine. Tyrese Maxey had himself a phenomenal game. We understand that. One of the greatest performances in the postseason that we've seen from a visiting team in Madison Square Garden. We do understand that, and he deserves credit. I also think we forget the fact that Mr. Joel Embiid, through all of the injuries he's dealing with, the knee, which has been a problem for him all year long, he's got Bell's palsy, which is something crazy. Couldn't imagine going out there and fighting through that. And he was dealing with migraines. Mr. Joel Embiid had himself a triple-double last night. So while we talk about Tyrese Maxey, and again, we deserve to talk about him, he has earned the right to be talked about, let us not forget Joel Embiid. When he is out there, he is one of the unstoppable forces in the NBA. 19 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, and 4 blocks. And I don't think that Tyrese Maxey wins that game on his own. Joel Embiid is the driving force of this Sixers team.
Interesting. Well, those were two really good opening cases, gentlemen. But now it's time for a little cross-examination here. Devin, you have something to say about his argument here for Mr. Embiid.
I have quite a few things to say. And he talked about me not talking about my client because his game does speak for itself. But I will give you some facts, and I mean facts, on my client. And he said it's just a phenomenal game. It's not just a phenomenal game. He's been a phenomenal player throughout the season. Tyrese Maxey is a guy who has played 328 games of a possible. He's played 266 games of a possible 328. That's 81%. He's available. He's always available. And what do we talk about? The best ability is?
Availability.
Availability. Yes, we did. Let's talk about his steady improvement. He is a person who came into the league year 1, 8 points, 2 assists. Year 2, 17.5, 4.3 assists. Year 3, 20.3 and 3.5 assists. Year 4, 25.9, that's almost 26 points and 6.2 assists. And in the playoffs this season, he's averaging 32.4 and 7. That's dominant performance. He is distributing, he's playing well. Only 8 other humans in the history of the NBA have been able to have that type of stat line in the playoffs. Michael Jordan, Hall of Famer. Tracy McGrady, Hall of Famer. Russ Westbrook, Hall of Famer in the future. We know that. Damian Lillard, fringe. Luka Doncic, many believe that he will be a surefire Hall of Famer. Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson, who's currently the king of New York, and won LeBron James 3 times. Outstanding player. That's great company.
That's a really good stat.
point. That's a good point.
It's great company. It's great company.
Because you brought LeBron.
No. You won't give it to me. I've earned it.
Oh.
And in 34 games without Joel Embiid, 26.3 points, 5.6 assists. And my counterpart might say that the 76ers are 16 and 27 without Joel Embiid, which is true. But they're 4 and 8 without Maxey. Now, I don't want to split hairs and whatnot. And
He has some really good stats.
Joel Embiid, 16 out of 27. That's 59%. They lose.
Go ahead.
Without Maxey, they lose half of the time. Just saying. My opponent might also argue that's a small sample size, and I would answer this with a question. Why is it such a small sample size? Only 4 out of 8. Don't answer. It's because Maxey plays. He's available.
Speed this up.
And yes,
He's available.
You've made it known that he is available, everyone. Thank you. All right.
And playing
he
well.
did have some good stats there.
He did. And the stats, I think, are a way for him to distract the public here, the way for him to distract you, the judge here, because you can do funny things with numbers. One of the things that he didn't tell you is that when Tyrese Maxey is playing and Joel Embiid is not playing in those games, he is 9 and 14. That is 39%. Since you want to pull out all the numbers because you want to talk about the 52% of games that Joel Embiid plays, you want to talk about the 80+% of games that Tyrese, that 39% of the time they win when it's just Maxey out there and no Embiid. So you tell me what that means. You tell me who's the important force in this conversation. And Joel Embiid understands that to the point where he's putting his body all the way on the line this postseason. So all these numbers, they sound great, and I give it to you, right? Tyrese Maxey deserves the love that he's getting. That's not a part of the conversation. The conversation that we're having is it his team? Is it Joel Embiid's team? I think 100% of the way, Joel Embiid's team. The people agree with me out there on the stadium app.
Well, I'm glad that he brought the
polls don't
stadium
really
map,
help
but
him
this
out.
is your courtroom.
Yes, yeah.
What's he doing?
It's your courtroom.
He's
Okay.
out of turn. I object.
Gentlemen, order. Sorry, it's nice to hit. Anyways, yeah, it's drunk with power, right? Okay.
What's the best ability?
Availability. Thank
Yes.
you. I have learned that with your
The
case.
ability
You've
to
said that
not
many times.
manipulate the numbers with the math, Your Honor.
All right, guys, settle down here. Pretty good cases from both of you. I was convinced a few times for each of you. David Strickman said this is the best episode of Suits ever. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to spend some time to deliberate here, all right? While I figure this out, I have my bailiff Lyndon. You got some good snacks today.
I do. You know,
Because you have some very special guests here.
Absolutely. You know, we got the Sour Patch Kid.
Thank you.
Got it for the kid.
Ooh, corn chips.
See,
Most judge shows don't give you snacks.
No.
But
Joshua,
Judge
he
Fletcher,
took your favorite. He took your favorite snack.
Judge.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's fine.
Judge, are we allowed to eat these now?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
you can eat them now.
sure.
Want to.
I don't care. It's Lyndon's courtroom too. All right. After a long deliberation, gentlemen.
Deliberated already. Okay.
Yeah, I thought long and hard about this. This was really tough. You did a great job. You did a great job.
Thank you.
But there only can be one winner in this courtroom. Now I'm gonna have to side with Joel Embiid and Joshua Perry. It is Joel Embiid's team. There's no denying that. Tyrese Maxey, it could be his team in the future, but I just don't think we are there yet. I'm sorry. Shake on it.
How can somebody be?
Shake on
How
it.
can it be their team if he's not there?
Shake on
How
it.
many? It's okay.
Good job.
Your Honor.
Good job.
I am so
All right.
tired. of
Anyways,
this.
that was great.
A
Thank you so
slanted
much.
crowd. My God, we on the same page.
Anyways,
I
we
got
have a lot
yours.
coming up on this episode of the Clubhouse, guys. When we come back, it's pretty crazy week in all of sports. So we're going to play one of our favorite games here, and that is Pass or Play. Be sure to stick around. And hey, did you know that you can chat with us live during the show and play games for awesome prizes? All you got to do is download the Stadium app now to chat with us, play free games against us, and tell us your bets and opinions. More Clubhouse coming up next.
Slanted Judge.